I just want to go through thoracic CARs. This really means opening up our rib cage, finding movement in all of the joints. We've got 12 vertebrae in our thoracic spine. We've got 24 ribs. This really houses our breath. This houses our power in our core. We really want to have movement in this area so that we can protect our low back. So we're going to go over thoracic CARs today and then lead into a little bit more specific spinal work. All you'll need is a little peanut ball like this RAD roller at home. So for thoracic CARs, we're really working into this rib cage. Logan's going to give himself a nice big hug, wrap around, grab the shoulders, pull the shoulders down slightly to begin. We can think of a cat-cow here to begin. So as Logan takes his inhale, he can really round the spine, tuck the chin to the chest. Exhale, extend, look forward, look up gently, arch slightly through the upper back, and then continue with these cat-cow motions, really thinking of our rib cage. Inhale, crunch forward. Exhale, open up. Lift up, extend through the top of the skull. Good, we're gonna go through 3 more. Nice gentle inhales, tuck, squeeze the belly, exhale, lengthen, looking up, growing longer through the spine. We've got 2 more here, Logan. Good. And then exhale, really reaching up, looking up, growing longer every rep. 1 more inhale. A little bit deeper, a little bit more of a curl in through that spine, and an exhale, lifting up, reaching up, growing long. Good. From a kneeling position, we'll push forward to tall kneeling, and this means Logan really wants to drive his hips forward as much as he can. Grow really tall through the spine. We'll still do a couple of those cat-cow motions, inhaling, tuck. Exhale, growing long, squeezing the glutes. And we'll do 1 more cat-cow like this, really still focusing on the middle back. The hips shouldn't move, still pushing the hips forward as we curl in. And exhale, lifting up. Good, and then we'll start to go through the full circle of the CARs motion. So if we tuck in and Logan rolls like we've been doing, now we're gonna bend to the left. Bend through from the left hip and then roll up through the left shoulder, rounding over towards the right shoulder, and then tucking down, curling in again towards that right hip as we come center. So now we've done this full circle, this full rotation. We'll keep going. We can inhale, lengthen, roll upwards, think of rounding back, growing tall, moving through left to right, rounding forward from the right hip through center and back over to the left. And we can switch directions here. So now we can tuck forward over to that right hip, lean back, lift up, grow tall through that mid back as we bend over now to the left, rolling forward through that left hip and back through center. 1 more time here, keeping the hips forward, rounding back through that right shoulder, across to the left and forward. Good, so we've now just given that thoracic spine some really nice mobility here to begin. We're just gonna get that RAD roller going now in the thoracic spine. We're starting midline at that bro line or bra line. We're going to do our first segment of movement there. Then we'll move up slightly, a little bit higher in between the shoulder blades for our second segment. And then we'll get to the base of the neck here, that hump that you would notice on the back of your spine. That's going to be our third working area today. So here you go, Logan. So starting at that bra line, Logan's gonna fall back onto the cala mat here, using a pillow if necessary, giving a big hug, starting with that cat-cow, thinking of those inhale, tuck and flex. Exhale, extend. Inhale, little micro movements, so really just feeling those contact points of the RAD roller. And then extending back over top. Good, 1 more time, we'll do this little curl and squeeze. Exhale, lengthen, and now we'll see if we can find that little mini micro car So those small rotations, very specific to this region. Logan's isolating, flexion, rounding to the right, extending on the right, extending over to the left side of the spine, flexing through the left side of the spine, and then back over to the right. I really butchered that.
Just do it again.
Pardon?
Just do it again.
I think I gotta do that again.
From the very start, from the start.
Is that okay? So we're gonna do cat-cow today here to start at this bra line. So Logan's going to inhale, curl, tuck, exhale, extend, lengthen. Inhale, curl, and tuck, exhale, feel those extension points and lengthen. And now keeping the ball where it is, it acts as a little fulcrum here. Logan's going to see if he can draw that little circle, rolling to the right, extending to the right, rolling over to the left, flexing again through the left. One more time, doing this circle over to the right, extending over to the ball, comparing how that feels on the left and flexing. Then we'll go the other direction so we can rotate left, extend back, roll. And if there's an area you need to spend a little bit more time on, Logan, you just find that. Take a couple inhales, breathe, and relax where you're trying to find the most equilibrium. Good, and then the arms can rest. We've had a bit of an ab workout. Logan will shift his hips down. That's going to roll the peanut now up to position 2. So we're now between the shoulder blades, but higher up, okay? So start with that little tuck again, that little cat-cow on the ball, isolating our flexion and extension movement, feeling the specific points of that RAD roller on the right and the left, comparing for that equilibrium as we flex. Good, and then extend and lengthen. And then again, can we find that little micro car, that little rotation, that little circle, and compare how we feel in a right rotation, in a left rotation, how flexion feels, how extension feels. And then let's just let the shoulders fall right back. The hands can support the neck. Elbows can open up wide. And we can bring the elbows together. Inhale, tuck. We can exhale, open up, extend, elbows fall apart. We can inhale, tuck again, bring the elbows right together. Exhale, extend, elbows fall apart, the head can rest back. Let's reach the arms up over top of the chest now. And Logan's reaching and pulling through an imaginary rope. And let's reach right, reach left. And in that little counter rotation, feel how the RAD roller is evening out those erector spinae on either side of the spine. We're going to roll the ball up now to that last position, the base of the neck, right at the hump on the spine there. Logan will reach his arms up over chest again and start by extending the arms overhead, looking back, arching back, trying to extend that upper spine, and then bringing the arms forward again, down towards the hips. Good, and then we can inhale, reach, lengthen, reaching overhead, extending that upper back, feeling those points of contact on the RAD roller, and then bring the arms back down, shoulders through hips. We could go one arm at a time, so let's reach the right arm overhead and feel the effect on the right side, and then alternating to the left arm overhead, and right arm at side. Good. So alternating the arms here back and forth. As the right arm reaches overhead, we can look into that shoulder as well to add a little bit more movement through the musculature of the neck and the connection to that cervical thoracic junction. One more inhale, lengthening, reaching through the left fingertips overhead, and then exhaling forward. Both arms can rest at the side, and now we can do just gentle neck rotations. So really just rotating the chin over to that left shoulder and comparing it to that rotation over to the right shoulder. Feeling how that pulls a little bit differently down at the base of the neck. And again, if there's any place we have to breathe and spend a little bit more time, we can be there and take an extra breath, finding some release. That's it for the thoracic spine or rib cage movement. I like to think of this as our spinal hygiene. So if we can do it once a day when we're brushing our teeth, not when we're brushing our teeth, but if we can do it in the morning or at night and really check into those 3 areas, get some mobility, get our breath going, I find it just helps you to stand taller. It only takes a few minutes. Take a break from your desk, recover after your busy day, after gardening, and just get used to the habit of checking in, seeing if you can find any asymmetries, any imbalances, and work through the joints with a little bit more focused attention.